Flosstube, welcome back to my channel, Patchy Pony Stitcher. My name's Mel and today is the 26th of April, the day after our Anzac Memorial Day here in Australia. How have you all been? I'm sorry it's been a while since I've been in to visit. I did say it was going to be hopefully 2 weeks, but it's again extended a bit beyond that. I hope you all had a lovely Easter. We sure did. We went semi-camping with some ponies and quad bikes, so we had a great 3-4 days away. I'll pop a video in at the end if you're interested to see our adventures. It was a lot of fun. No kids, just adults, so even more fun. So what have I been working on? I've got two FOs to show you, some whips and some upcoming plans. I don't really do a lot of life updates on my channel. I don't know why. I just like to get straight down to business and show you all the cross stitching that I've been working on. So if you are a subscriber, you may have seen that I put up a Flosstube extra a couple of weeks ago showcasing my farms at Heartstring Hollow. If you haven't seen it and you're interested for a close up and personal of the chart, please feel free to go back and have a look, but I will show you my FO of that here. It's still not framed. I just cannot find a piece of adhesive foam core big enough for it, and I have to go into the city to do that, and at the moment I'm still working from home full time, and just going out for one job is just it just doesn't appeal to me. So it'll get done when it gets done. So without any further ado, I'm gonna have to lean back and hide behind here, but this is my farms from Heartstring Hollow. So it's quite a big piece, as you can see, and it's quite long, so you're probably not going to see all of it in one frame, but it's finally done. And as I said, there's more of an up close and personal in my Flosstube extra, which goes over every single block and goes through each change that I made in detail. I will show you my own personalised block. The very last one didn't appeal to me in the chart, so I did make up my own. I'll pop a photo in here of what the last block was, so you can see what I'm referring to. So that's the 12th block in the farms, and then this is what I made up for my own home. So I've based this whole farms of Heartstring Hollow around our property, so all the changes I've made are relevant. So this is our house with some eucalyptus gum trees, some pine trees in the back, my husband and I, our dog, our hundreds and hundreds of bees, as you can see, my 2 horses, Biscuit and Perry, and you can see it's got established 2000, and the reason that is there is because that is when we moved into this place, was in 2000, so I thought that was quite fitting to pop that in there. And our little welcome gate that we've got at the entrance of our little farm. So really happy with how that block came along. It's all very personalised to us here at the property, and I cannot wait to get it up on the wall. So hopefully cross fingers, there will be some movement with some framing by the end of this week, which I'm excited about because I do have another FO and I want to get that one framed, and I've also got my Alice that still needs framing. So I've got 3 jobs, so that's a reason for the hubby to get out the framing equipment for me to frame 3 big pieces that I've got in waiting. So what is my second piece? If you follow me on Instagram, which is patchy_pony_stitcher, you may have seen that I have finished my Snowy Christmas by Aury TM. So this is the finished product. It's slightly ironed, but it is on a very loose linen, so it's very hard to get out the wrinkles completely, but that will all come out with the lacing. So I did this on my own hand-dyed 32 count uneven linen, which has been such a bear to stitch on. It's made counting extremely hard because It's very uneven with not only the threads, but also there's lots of slubs and so forth. So as I said, it's hand dyed. The white is the DMC Etoile, and then I've used I think Weeks Dye Works for the reindeer, the sleigh, and then a little bit of Krynic for the sparkle in the antlers and the sleigh. So I don't know if you can see the sparkle in the Etoile, probably not, that never really shows up well on camera. But I am extremely happy with how that turned out. So I have put 2022 in it because it's a 2022 finish. This motif here, my first one, and which nearly made me throw it away, was completely wrong, so I had to fudge it along, and I didn't put my initials ML, I just put M in there while I was fudging that motif. I started this actually 12 months ago when I went to a little stitchy getaway with some very, very fun stitchy friends, and I'm pleased that it's finished within a 12-month time frame. So Snowy Christmas by Aury TM. And thank you, Deb Wilson, for the lending of the chart. I can't wait to see you in a couple of weeks so I can return that to you. So they are my two FOs, and I love the finishing side of it. I love having it a complete item that I can show to you. I've actually got all my autumn ones out on display at the moment. I do a bit of a seasonal rotation display with my hutch. So I've got Hello Pumpkin by Caterpillar Cross Stitch. I've got a Lila's Studio Autumn. I've got a Blue Flower Autumn Squirrel. I forget what this guy's called. He was part of a series with an alphabet, but I just changed it up a bit to make it my own. And then I've also got my Shakespeare's Paddler White Pumpkin, which I have put on a candelabra that I painted up just to be matching in with my autumn colours. So this is the first year that I've been able to display them all together because I've only just got the hutch together, which is really fun putting it all together. So I look forward to adding more to that one in the future. So let's get on to whips and what have I been working on. Now I do two groups. I do the Daily 30 and I also do the Aussie Divas group. So I work on prompts each week, each day. I work on prompts to fit I pick out projects to work on the prompts each day because I like to touch a lot of different projects within a week. So I don't have set ones that I work on for 4 or 5 days at a time. I just do the required stitches and then I grab the next project out. So I'm going to show you 4 projects that have had a little bit of work in them. So the first one I'm going to show you is in relation to Anzac Day. So I'm going to pause you for just a moment. So the first whip that I'm going to show you is Anzac Day related. So this is called The Gift, and it's in memorial of the horses that went to war and didn't come home. So you can see the digger's hat there that the water's drinking from, and the poppies. And this is actually a watercolor painting by Sandy Lear. Sandy Lear is the original artist, and I fell in love with this image the very first moment I saw it. So when I'd seen it had been made into a cross stitch, I had to have it. So this is where I was up to before, and this is where I'm up to now. So as you can see, it is going to be a big one, and that's one whole page completed, and I'm on to my second page, and I have a massive amount of fabric here, and I'm doing this on the 10 gridded magic or easy count, I can't remember which one's which, and it is an 18 count aider. And for full coverage I like stitching on aider because it makes counting a lot easier, and I don't think I'd ever go back to doing full coverage without doing the gridded fabric, because it makes life so much easier. So that is the gift, and it is one of my favorite pieces that I'm currently working on. I just love the image. I love what it represents, and I can't wait to see it on my wall one day. It will go onto my my floor frame once I finish Prairie Romance, but that's still got a long way to go to. So the next project that I'm going to show you is also an Australian inspired piece, actually. Now, so this is called Wise and Grey by Crafty Like a Fox, and you can find these charts on Etsy. And I think her Etsy shop is Oh Fox, You're So Crafty. So these are two koalas sitting in a tree. I've got these three charts, which I'm combining all into one, from the Mittagong Stitches Retreat back in 2019. So this is where I was up to last time you saw it. And I'm just going to remove a thread so it's not hanging. So I'm just incorporating a stitch with me. And this is where I'm up to now. Now each of these charts comes with a pair. So I added in a third cockatoo because I just didn't want two across. So I'm only going to do the one koala, and then I'm going to move on and put two more birds in there, and then I might do another koala on the end. So that is, and then this is really quite a nice easy stitch. I really enjoy these. So it's going to be a nice long narrow piece, and I'm really hoping she puts out some magpies. There are gangs, but we don't have gangs in Tasmania, nor do we have koalas, but who could resist a cute cuddly koala? And I might even change, using the cockatoo, do some black cockatoos, because we've got a lot of black cockatoos down here as well as the white cockatoos. So currently that one that I'm working on is called Wise and Grey, which is just the koala. Whip number 3 that I'm going to show you is my progress on the Blue Flowers Winter Squirrel. Now this one is in the DMCs. It does call for Gentle Arts, but I have converted mine to the DMC conversion that Janine had also supplied. So this is where I was previously with this one. And again, I've got a hanging thread. As I said, I do my 300 stitches or whatever I need to do, and then move on to the next one. So quite often there's hanging threads. And this is where I'm up to on this guy. I'll try and get the snowflakes to show in there, because there we go. So in real life you can see the snowflakes quite well. So this is also on a bit of hand dyed fabric that I did myself, just to make it into a bit of a motley purpley grey on a 32 count even weave, and again using the DMC. So I've nearly finished this guy. I've just got to finish the very top point of the acorn tree and put a few more snowflakes in, and we're pretty much done. I'm not going to be doing the border, because it's just a one white completed square around him, because I think I'll make this one into a flat fold similar to the Autumn Squirrel, or I might make him into a pillow. I haven't quite decided yet, but hopefully he will be finished prior to winter, so I can have another stitched piece out on my winter display, which is, let's hope winter doesn't come for a while yet. We've just hit autumn very quickly, so already we're having the fire lit of an evening time, and we haven't got frost yet, which is good, but got to make the most of the sunny days, which today is one of those. Okay, the last project that I'm going to show you today that I've been working on is called Blossom by Carolyn Manning. Now I haven't seen many other stitches stitch this one, and I'm not sure if people have actually seen it before. Don't even know if it's got 2014, so it's not too old. So this is Blossom, and as you can see, it's got little crocheted flowers or blossoms that you add at the end, and it's just stunning. I saw this on a D-stash and had to have it immediately. So this is where I was up to before, and I've made a fair bit of progress on this one because this has fitted quite a few prompts, and once I get it out, then it sort of is in the forefront of my mind when I'm thinking about other prompts that come along. So again, this is on a even weave that I hand dyed myself, and it's just, it looks a bit green in there, but it's more of a grey. And this is where I'm up to now. So I've got the tree completed, and now I've just got the fun bit of filling in all the blossoms, which is a bit Quakery, and I really do like the Quakers. And it's going to be a lot of fun then attaching the little crocheted little blossoms to add some dimension and depth to that. But that is quite beautiful. I think I might display this one in a hoop. I've been stitching it in a hoop, as you can see, and I think I might have it in a hoop, like a hoop completed one, so no glass obviously because it's got the 3D flowers on top, but also I didn't want it in a pillow or anything like that, so I'm really thinking a hoop that I can paint will be how that one gets finished off. So might be a spring finish for next year, well no, this year for spring. So that is the whips that I've going to share today. I do have other ones that I've touched, but sometimes I've only put 300 stitches in, so I'm not going to go through every whip and show you minimal progress. I'll sort of let it build up a bit and show you some more on those next time. So I've drawn the giveaway from last video, well not last video, from the regular Flosstube, which was the Easter Bilby by Fuzzy Fox Designs. So the winner for this chart is Brenda Reinke. Now, Brenda, I'm so sorry if I'm not pronouncing your name correctly. So Reinke, R-E-I-N-K-E, as your YouTube. So congratulations, Brenda. My email address is in the description box below. So if you just drop me an email, I'll get that one out to you, which is the Easter Bilby. So for this video's giveaway, I have actually a quilt pattern. I'm not a quilter, and I did win this in a Country Cottage threads giveaway. So I entered the giveaway for the threads, but I also was the recipient of the quilt design. So I have this beautiful quilt design. It's brand new, never been opened, and it is called, it's French, but it's on the back, it talks about a garden. So I want your keyword, if you would like me to consider you for this giveaway, is to be garden. Pop that into your comment below. And thank you everyone for all the wonderful comments that you continually send me every video. I really appreciate reading those. I do try to answer everybody, but if I don't get around to it, I do heart it so you know that I've actually read it. So thank you so much again for coming back time after time and supporting my channel, watching, subscribing and liking the video and leaving me a comment. So once again, if you'd like to be entered into this one, garden for a quilt. I don't know much about quilts to tell you much about it. It's an Australian designer called Wattlebird. That's where it comes from. Actually, no, the website's Wattlebird, but it's Veronique Quilt Designs. So I'm not sure where you can get it. As I said, I was that was a giveaway winner for me, but I was in it for the threads. So let's have a look and see what I can show you for my stash enhancements since I saw you last. Now, as I said before, I am a member of the Daily 30, and we receive tokens for prompts that we complete, and then there's a boutique that opens and you get to spend those tokens. So at the end of last year, I chose, it's called Bunny and Tulips by Abby Rose Design. And I like this particular pattern, and so this arrived along with a bundle of Crescent Colourworks threads that were also available to add to my overdyes. So they'll go into my collection, not for anything particular, so just to use but they're actually look as though they might use that that chart up. It might be suitable for that chart, so I might keep them all together until I begin that one. So once again, Bunny and Tulips by Abby Rose Design. So it was great to receive those in the post from the Daily 30 prompts. Now I did have an order from Sew It All Australia. I got a big wad of fabric for Consider the Lilies, and I also picked up some 32 count even weave tea rose, which is just a lovely dusty pink, a little bit of mottling. I'm not going to pull it out of the cellophane. And then also from the clearance, I got a 32 count even weave with a bit of sparkle. Oh, you can't really see it, but it's opalescent. So 2 good stash enhancements to add there, because of course nothing can ever travel alone. And I also got some Picture This Plus Mellow 32 count Lagana from the D-Stash. So it was nice to slowly add up my fabric stash, because I don't particularly go out and buy it from, I just pick it up where I see it. And I do like, if I'm going to pick it up from a shop, I like to know what I'm going to be stitching it with, using it for. So otherwise, yeah, I just see if it's on special or I see a good deal, I'll grab it from online. Now I have been doing a little bit of shopping as far as charts. So, whoops, what's that one? Oh, another, and I do have a couple of months of my Weeks Dye Works clubs that I haven't shown you, but they're just threads. So I get them from A Stitch in Time in Hobart. Carolyn has a few different thread clubs, so if you're in Australia or New Zealand and you want to join a thread club, check out Stitch in Time. Oh, that's right, and I've received a giveaway from Shelby. I won a giveaway on her channel called Our Hearts by Brenda Gervais. So that arrived. Thank you, Shelby. It's gorgeous, isn't it? I love Brenda Gervais. Can't wait. That one will go into the pile. Okay. So I had to find a small that I wanted to do for the upcoming Vic Stitches retreat in May. And once I started looking on Etsy, it's dangerous, isn't it? So I knew what I had in my mind that I wanted. I'm not going to tell you about it because I've got quite a few Australian watchers that may be attending, so I don't want to give away anything prior to the Vic Stitches retreat. But I will show you what else I picked up. Now this one, I'm pretty sure it was from a Ukrainian. Oh, sorry. Okay, me being the smart cookie that I am, when I've printed out these PDFs, I haven't printed out the cover pages because I'm like saving ink and so forth, except for one. So I will insert pictures and so forth. But this one is from a Ukrainian designer, and I just loved that. So that had to make it into my cart, but I don't know what it's called. So I will search my Etsy and pop a insert here. The next one I purchased is, now you may have seen this one before. It was quite popular prior to St. Paddy's Day, and it's called Malarkey and Shenanigans, and that was already in my cart, so I wasn't going to take it out. And this is by Cherry Hill Stitchery, so that made it to the checkout. And I just love that one. So it says, notice, prone to malarkey and shenanigans. I think I'll lighten it up a little bit, as it is a little bit on the darker side. I think I'll use more vibrant greens when that one comes in. The other one I got was a, no, I'm not going to show you that one. Any others that I've got that I'm going to show you, I just don't want to give too much away for my smalls exchange. So you'll see the small exchange after Vic Stitches, which is in May. So looking forward to going away in May. We're going to Marupana, which I haven't been to before, which is in Victoria. So that's going to be a lot of fun, a lot of stitches going. and it's been since 2019 since I've seen some of these ladies, so I'm really looking forward to catching up with them and sharing a house with some great stitchy friends that I caught up with in Adelaide last year. So lots of fun and shenanigans to be had there. So I will show you my smalls exchange after I come back from that, and I probably won't get to do another Flosstube until after that time anyway, just life. So what are my plans, upcoming plans that I have? Now I didn't do Mania last year. I just had too many whips still going, but I am down to 19 whips now. So I thought, oh, I'll restart Mania this year. So those 19 are part of my 31. And I'm going to just top up to 31 projects for Mania. So if you're on my Instagram, if you follow me on Instagram, I did put up a little poll, and because all I did, I've got a basket of kitted projects, and I use my Tiny Decisions app, and I pick out 2 and then I put them on Instagram and you choose for me. That way there's no bias. I'm not cheating. So the first one that won, actually I should just take it out of the plastic, is a Be Kind sampler by Teresa Miller from Teresa Primitive Stitches, and this was in the Summer Punch Needle and Primitive Stitcher magazine from 2021. And that is adorable. And I had popped in this little bag of goodies, 40 count, which I haven't worked on before. So that will be interesting. This is a 40 count even weave, hand dyed by Fancy Fabrics, called Donkey. And that's going to be part of my Mania plans, and I've picked out DMC to go with that. So that is on my upcoming starts for Mania. And the other one that I popped up, and this one was voted on, was, what is it? Well, it's called Winter Wisdom by Cottage Garden. And this has been in my stash for such a long time. So I was glad that this one came up. And these are big. I've seen other floss tubers stitch these, and these are big uns. So they don't look that big, but boy, they are. So they are 2 definite Mania starts for me. I've still got a few more to select, and one that I'm adding into it is Consider the Lillies. So Consider the Lillies is a definite start and added to my Mania now that I've finished Hawk Run Hollow. Definitely wasn't going to start it prior to that. So I have a piece, as I said, I bought this from Sew It All Australia, just a 32 count white, antique white linen. And it's quite a creamy coloured, what have they stitched it on? R&R Winter Brew. So I am thinking about tea dyeing it a little bit, but I wouldn't want it to be mottled. I think I'd want it to be solid. So I'm unsure. Sometimes I'm thinking maybe I should just leave it, but it is quite white, but then there's so much going on in there that I might, and there's not many white, I think there's only one little white bit for some angel wings. So now Consider the Lillies is a mixed amount of classic colour works, gentle arts and weeks. So a lot of threads, and these are going to be, but so what I did was I pulled the DMC conversion for those, and then I went through my stash of fancy floss and pulled out things that were similar. So I have a whole batch of DMC, weeks, cotton, colour and cotton, silks for you, all sorts. So I'll show you those on a ring, because at the moment they're just all in a bag, which isn't very attractive. But what I wanted to tell you about this is that Catherine from Neat and Knot by the Sea is also doing it, and Catherine is in New Zealand, and we've been chatting on Instagram, and we're going to do it together, and we're going to do it as part of a SAL. So if you'd like to join in, we are going to do it sort of putting progress on Instagram. So the hashtag that Catherine and I have settled on was hashtag across the Tasman lilies. So I live in southern Tasmania in Australia and Catherine is in New Zealand. So I'm going to put a little map here and show you our distance between one another. So if you are interested in joining along our hashtag, it would be super if we had a great big group of Australians and New Zealanders stitching along together. So if you've already started this, or you're partway through, or it's in your to-do pile and you want to join in the fun, please jump on and follow the hashtag and join in and tell us where you are from. So hashtag across the Tasman lilies. So and if you are elsewhere in the world, by all means you can join in. But if you are in Tasmania, if you are in Australia or New Zealand, it would be great to have you along and strengthen our little stitch along between Australia and New Zealand. So Catherine, we've got to put some start photos up very shortly of our start. I think I am going to stay with I don't think I'm going to dye it. It's a big piece and I don't think I'd get if I got it mottled and it wasn't right, then I'd have to go darker and darker and darker. So I think I'm going to stick to just antique white linen. I know, boring. But it's so colourful that there's a lot going on in that one. So that is definitely progress that you will see, definitely, for sure, in my next upcoming video. So please join me on Instagram, not only to see the progress on that, but also to help me choose what else I'm going to fill those spots with for Mania. I'm not great at making decisions, and I find a lot of my whips tend to be similar themes. So I do have a variety in my to be stitched pile. My unkitted pile is much bigger than my to be stitched pile, which I must get to and kit a few more of those up. But it seems wasteful to have thread and fabric sitting there unused while in a big stack. So until I see you next time, enjoy your stitching, and if you're going to retreats, have a ball, because I know I cannot wait to my retreat, and I'll tell you all about it when we get back. Oh, I did forget another project. Hold tight. I cannot believe I nearly went without telling you about this one. Because we were talking about retreats and it just popped into my mind because I've got a few retreats planned for this year. But I went to a workshop the other week that A Stitch in Time hosted with Alison Cole for gold work. It was so much fun. I've never been to a workshop like that. So one, it was great learning a new skill, but it was just great, again, to be stitching in a large group. Not that it's really stitching, but this is what I created. Now, again, if you follow me on Facebook, on Instagram, you would have already seen this, but it is stunning. And again, so I've actually got 4 pieces that are waiting to be framed. And this is just amazing. I had so much fun. It's actually got a bit of fluff on it there. So much fun doing this. It was a 2 full day workshop with Alison, hosted by A Stitch in Time, and I cannot wait till Alison comes back and we can do more. I do have another kit ready to go. I do hope I have the courage to do it on my own. But Alison's amazing that if I got stuck, I could ask her a question. But I love this little guy. I was like, I made that. I cannot believe how, and it's quite 3D. I'll see if I can, yeah, you can see how much it pops off the fabric there. So I need to find a special frame. Sorry, I probably need this one to be framed professionally because it does need to be fully sealed because gold tarnishes when it's exposed to air for long periods of time. So, yeah, I don't have my other kit in here, but if you ever get an opportunity to do some gold work, it's a lot of fun. And it's not as hard as one may think it would be. Isn't it gorgeous? Okay, I'll leave you there. If you want to hang around and watch my video from Easter, there's no stitching part in it. It's all just ponies and camping and fun stuff. So until I see you in the end of May, enjoy your stitching. See you, everyone.